What's up, Internet? It's Paisley Computer, and you're looking at a dusty, grimy, broken down Juno that I found in the garbage at my apartment building. Believe it or not. So, we're going to kick it over to our first celebrity guest.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Mr. Bill.
Hi,
Hey!
Mr. Bill. What do you think about that D beam? Yeah, it looks pretty smashed down in there. So, let's go ahead and check out the buttons on this keyboard. Oh, they don't work either? Oh, shucks. Well, that's unfortunate. Sometimes you get what you pay for, and unfortunately, we paid absolutely nothing for this keyboard. Mr. Bill, jump on the key bed there, man. Give us your insight. Oh, the key bed's sticky, grimy, and doesn't work. Well, I guess the only thing we can do now is give it an old wipe down and get inside of it. Pretty easy to get inside of a keyboard like this. Usually you're going to find a row of screws along the back that basically holds all the boards in place, and then you're going to take all the screws off the bottom. I put a little RC car on one end. That's just so the joysticks aren't rubbing on the table. And then I use my little shot glasses here. Don't worry, I don't have a drinking problem. I have a chicken wing problem, and I like to use these glasses for holding screws and or dipping sauces. So as I take the screws out, I just put them in the same shot glass, and I just put a little post-it note on there to tell myself where it came from. So I gently work these ribbon cables out, and that way we're able to remove the key bed. The key beds are pretty simple. All I got to do is pull out the spring, and you can slide out the key itself. But as Mr. Bill found out, some of these keys are not working. So we're just going to go ahead and tear the whole thing down. And since they're sticky and grimy and dusty and gross, we're going to give all these keys a bath. So when you take these keys out, you kind of got to pay attention to the notch on the key itself. All keys are not the same. If you look very closely at a key bed, you'll notice that the notches for the black keys kind of intersect a little bit differently, just so all the keys can kind of smash together closely. Speaking of closely, this crazy ribbon cable has no connector. It's just these like needles that poke through it. So gently remove that. Make sure you don't break any of the metal connectors in between. And we're just going to continue on going down deeper into the keyboard itself. And so now we're unscrewing and unconnecting the actual control panel. This is where all the buttons and potentiometers reside, basically our control surface. Next to that is the mod joystick. So that's pretty easy. It's just 4 screws to pop that out. As long as it's unplugged from the board, slides right on out very easily. And so now we have access to the control surface and the control deck itself. Scrub-a-dub-dub, black and whites in the tub. So here I just got a little bit of dish soap and a little tub, and I'm just kind of soaking my keys and going through each one, give it a nice little scrub-a-dub. And here you can see the Juno D guts laid out on the table, and then all the keys nice and clean, nice and dry. Mr. Bill's gonna help me put some lithium grease back on the keys that we washed off. He also brought over a few screws to replace all the ones that were missing from this keyboard. Mr. Bill, yo, bud, I don't know, man. I don't think you should be doing that, man.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Well, he is a big celebrity, and he was cheap to hire, so whatever. While he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get all the grime off this key bed, and once we've got it all kind of scrubbed down, we're going to go ahead and replace the old grease with some new grease. So we're just using white lithium grease. You don't really want plastic rubbing on plastic, so we want at least a little bit of a medium in between there. So that's why we've got the white litho grease. And we're going to put all these keys back on and re-spring each one. And golly, did my fingers hurt after doing this whole process. So please like and subscribe. Make the pain worth it. Anyway, we've got the control board flipped up here, and we're hitting it with a little bit of contact cleaner. It's just a little deoxit. It's a fantastic little product. You just spritz a teeny tiny bit on there and just give the pot a wiggle back and forth a couple times, and it is just butter smooth, and it feels great after you clean all those buttons and switches with a little contact cleaner. And now we've got to kind of get all of our boards back in place. So we're going to prop up the kind of top rack here and use our collection of screws, including the new screws that we purchased, to replace all the missing screws. I don't know how screws inside this thing went missing. It didn't look like I was the first person to open this thing up, but you always want to put all the screws back in place because that's how these boards maintain rigidity, and that's why the buttons were sinking down into the unit itself. So now we've fixed the first problem. All the buttons are going to be easily accessible now. So now we're going to use all the metal bracings and put those back in place. So all the boards are going to be nice and sturdy. And again, we're going to use all the screw holes available because they're there for a reason. And we're going to carefully tuck that crazy ribbon cable back in place. And then just basically slap the bottom on and you're good. Now, one last touch that I like to do is use a pipe cleaner, make it nice and fat, and just spritz a little bit of that deoxit or that contact cleaner right on to a little pipe cleaner there, and just flip the board up and just jam that sucker into all the ports so you can clean all the connectors on the inside out. So you can make sure any cables you plug in there are going to have a nice, sturdy, solid, clean connection. After the teardown, the cleaning, bam! This thing is ready to rip. And I love audition mode and demo mode. So we're going to check out both. First, demo mode. Hot diggity. Ain't that a fun demo song? Let's check out a few of the audition pieces so we can hear a few of the piano patches. Now adjusting the cutoff will make it sound a little more percussive, a little brighter. Turn the cutoff down, kind of makes it a little more soft. So it gives you a lot of control. So I'm very, 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 very excited about this synthesizer. I cannot believe just a teardown and a cleaning brought it back from the dead. Like a phoenix, this synth will be used quite a bit. The next video after this one is basically going to be this same view, but we're going to go way more into depth into all the various patches that are available for it. So if you like that kind of thing, I really appreciate you checking in. I hope you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I will catch you on the next one. Thank you.